Sabadi. My name is Pom of Khampradith, and I am the dance instructor of the Vilalay Lao traditional music and dance troupe here in Seattle, Washington.
Would you be so kind to share with us how you got involved with L.H.F. and what's your background in dance?
I started being involved with the L.H.F Foundation about well, over 5 years ago when it first started and being incorporated in Washington, D.C. I have been involved with a national organization, but more on the West Coast side and more specifically the Pacific Northwest. So we have been doing this for, in Seattle, we launched a chapter about 3.5 years ago. But the dance, the Lao traditional dance troupe has been going for a while now, almost 8 years. We have started with a small group of students, and then it has grown exponentially. We have a lot of students that are coming out now, starting from age 4. So that a lot of the younger students are coming out. And as far as my background, I have always loved to dance and learning it from my aunt. When I was living in France, she was a dancer as well, and there's.
What age did you start dancing yourself?
I started dancing when I was about 10.
Now, is that common in the Laotian community where the kids start at a young age?
Yeah.
What is the experience? What have you noticed as a teacher, from dancer to teacher? What is your experience? What have you reflected on and can share?
I think traditionally, even in Laos currently, they do not start teaching students until about 10 or 11, because that's when students have more attention span and they can really focus, and also more coordinated. I have noticed that since we have extended the age to 4 or 5, some of my students, a lot of them still don't know, where the right foot is or where the left foot is, and when we tell them, okay, left foot in front of the which one is the left, they're only 4 or 5, so it's kind of hard in that sense, and I can understand why traditionally we start older, because the students will understand directions more and will be more coordinated. So but I think it's wonderful for the students here to start really young, because it really gets them connected to their roots and to their heritage, because we are not in Laos and we don't get the everyday Lao culture and traditions integrated into our daily life. So I think it's really important that they start really young to have some kind of attachment to their culture and heritage, and to learn about where their parents come from.
Excellent. Would you be so kind to share where the dance is derived from? What are the roots? What's the highlights of some history of the dances, and maybe even if you like to share in Lao, if it comes more from your Jai, feel free to and do both. But yeah, please inform us how the Laotian dance derived to where it is, and what's the the beauty and history in it.
Okay. The origin of the Lao traditional dances probably come from well, there's different sources that we can refer to. Some would say that the traditional dance derived from the Cambodian court, back when the king would marry a Khmer princess, and she brought with her the tradition of the Cambodian dance to the court of Luang Prabang, and that is usually more of the what we call the court dances or the classical dances with the headdresses and things like that. and then there's also the first teachers, the first generation of dance teachers that we have currently, even in Laos, were trained in Thailand. So there's a combination of that, and then I think that as the as time progresses, there are more things that are involved, such as more well. I guess the dance could be split into two different categories. So the first one would be the more the court dances or the classical dances, quote unquote, and then we have the folk dances, the dances of the people that involved songs from the villages, the daily farming rituals, and regional variations of the lam. And so there's two different dances that we kind of dances that we can separate, and yeah.
Great.
So
What is your goal and hopes as far as the near future in Seattle with the organization? What do you like to see come of it within the next couple of years to 5 years?
my hopes and dreams for the L.H.F Foundation is to be able to reach out to the younger generation and to encourage them to learn more about where their parents come from and learn about their heritage. I understand some frustration about not having material that we can check out or that we can learn from, namely, material in English, for example, that the younger generation can access, because we don't have a lot of that available. There's not enough research and writing about our culture, about our traditions. And the L.H.F Foundation's hope is to be able to be the bridge between the younger generation and the older generation, and a lot of our material will be written in English so that the younger generation can access. And for the Ginali Lao traditional music and dance troupe, I mean, I hope to expand the troupe into a much wider, a broader troupe, and then also hopefully one day we will be able to put up a big production all about performing arts on stage. It could be I don't know, musical, a play of some sort. I mean, that is my dream, to see the younger generation bring up on stage their Lao American identity, or their heritage on stage, where we can show the mainstream what our experiences are here in the United States.
Great. Would you be happy or delighted to perhaps welcome future Laotians in Lao language for us, just to get a great sound bite to make it enjoyable, so we can hear what is the sound of Lao? ขอบใจ
โอเคเข้าใจก็อยากขอเชิญชวนพวกนักเรียนนักศึกษาหรือว่าเยาวชนที่ว่าใหญ่อยู่อเมริกาเนาะให้ตั้งใจแล้วก็ให้พยายามศึกษาเรียนรู้ประเพณีวัฒนธรรมของเราเพราะว่ามันเป็นประเพณีของพ่อแม่เฮาที่ได้เอามานำตั้งแต่บ้านเกิดเมืองนอนก็อยากให้พวกรุ่นหลังเยาวชนรุ่นหลังได้เรียนรู้แล้วก็รักษาไว้เพื่อสืบต่อไปขอบใจ
Okay. For subscribing to youtube.com/Loud America Network. This episode is brought to you by the letter Call